Where Ecowas never fails to disappoint us. This time, Ecowas has told us it's completing a new building for its headquarters in Abuja, Nigeria, that will be open from February 2025. The question is, does Ecowas need a new building or a new leadership? Hello, I am Mahlet Ayele, your host at Connect Africa, bringing you the latest from the continent. Now, these days we are at it on ECOWAS at the 65th annual summit in Nigeria last weekend. The leaders who participated there have been given a tour in which about they claim 40 something percent of have been completed, and the rest will be completed in the next 6-7 months. Now, this costs us $31.6 million, and it started only in November 2022. So if my maths is good, it's just a little bit more of 3 years. Okay, I don't think there's a project that this regional block of almost 50 years have completed in such a short time. But for building a new for having a new building, it just took them rebuilding and to raise the fund and whatever. Now I'm going to tell you my view why all this is wrong for ECOWAS. I'm going to lay out my points, so just bear with me. Now, the Foreign Minister Council of ECOWAS, his name is Yusuf Tugar, while he was giving a tour for the ECOWAS leaders who paid the visit of this new building, he said that this building is a beacon of hope, and he said it's important as it is, as it strives for regional integration. Well, that's exactly the opposite what ECOWAS is right now engaged in the past 3 years, if not the whole 50 years. We have seen the departure of the Alliance of the Sahel States, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. It did nothing but actually to encourage, when I say to encourage, not directly encouraging them, but doing everything and leaving no option for these states but to leave the regional bloc. So now, for the Foreign Minister Yusuf Tugar to come and tell us this is, for the regional bloc, this is a very symbolic which is working in for the integration of the region, that is completely wrong. Now, number two, I want to look at the other point is why it is wrong. Is this is, as I said, ECOWAS need a new leadership, not a new building. They have already a building in Abuja, which is good enough. What do they want? They just once in a while they gather, but of course there are staff working there, but there's nothing wrong with that. Why spending this $31.6 million? Actually, let me tell you, I'm going to come back who is funding it. But for now, why I say ECOWAS need a new leadership but not a new building is that all of them, this regional bloc is a club of old presidents that are doing nothing but collecting money through corruption and making sure that they are staying in power, regardless of what their people want. If I just go through some of them and their age, of course, the Alliance of the Sahel States, the 3 states have left, and those are very young leaders, just under 40. For example, let's go Nigeria. Bola Tinubu is 72 years old. You need to be retired and sit at home. Take Nana Akufo-Addo, he's 80 years old. Take Benin, Patrice Talon, he is 66 years old. Take Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, he's the main stooge, sabotager in the region. Guess what? He's 82 years old, and he's working to be 4th, 5th termer by making a coup against the country. He came through a coup. with the help of the French government. Now he still wants to stay in power. He's 82 years old. All of us are amazed why Joe Biden stays in power. Look at Alassane Ouattara of Ivory Coast. Now, let's look at Liberia, Joseph Boakai. Of course, he won George Weah of the Liberia's president, but still his age, he was unfit to be a president. First of all, that happened, I think, last year or in the beginning of this year. Take Sierra Leone, he's 60 years old. Cape Verde, the same thing. All of them are 60 plusers, 70 plusers, 80 plusers. On average, above 60, above 70. Why do we have such leaders in the region? All what we see is actually the disintegration of the region, not really the integration. For the past 50 years, we should ask, what did Ecowas do? Except, being that instrument for the US and France-led West. The region has been, more than any time, the number of terrorist groups have increased. The number of foreign military presence in the region have increased. All European Union, all the countries have their, before it's all the French and the US, now go to Canada has their, EU as a bloc has a military there, German has a military there, Belgium has a military, Italy has a military there. And with that, parallelly, whenever the West military presence increased, the number of terrorist groups and their attack in the region have increased. We just have to make 1 + 1 here. It's not complicated. Now, number 3, why this is wrong. Ecowas do not need a new building, but a new leadership. Is that, guess the money where this $31.6 million comes? It's from China. China might have been a new leader or a new partner in the region, but meaning, a partner that is seen as equal, and its interest is only trade but nothing else, but still China is building, for example, it has built the African Union, and it's now into building of African parliaments. It's doing the same in Zimbabwe. It's doing the same in Malawi. Now it's doing ECOWAS. And the thing is that in the African Union, actually, I have no proof, but they are saying that analysts, everything that goes in and out, all the letters and emails, everything is under the control of, there's nothing that goes in and out without the knowledge of the Chinese intelligence or whatever, because of all the systems they have there in that building. There are some things that you have to let other people build for you, and there are some things that you don't have to. And these are African things. Let your engineers, your people. So what is the $31.6 million by one country, but rich country like Nigeria can finance that. You don't need others. Now, the fourth point why I say this is wrong is that recently, actually a week before or something, the defense minister of ECOWAS have been there, and they said they want to raise $2.6 billion annually. It's not one time, okay? Annually. For what? To have a standby force, a permanent standby force of 5,000 military. Now, this standby force comes now, last time they wanted to intervene in Niger a year ago militarily, and what they did not have is this standby force, but countries like Benin, Togo, Senegal, Nigeria, Ghana were willing to contribute military to go and intervene in Niger, but that has been stopped by a number of reasons. So now they want, these boys, these 5,000 military to go whenever they have something. But why you don't have a war? Yes, there are terrorists. That's what they say, to fight terrorists. But what is really for the cause of those terrorists, for their presence, for their, for their to get stronger and have weapons and have all those military vehicles that they are using? You have to get to the root cause of it. Now, the last point I want to raise why this is wrong is that, ECOWAS has to follow the step of the Alliance of the Sahel States. That organization should not be, the fate of it, last time we were here on live stream with Kwame, the fate of it is actually, it doesn't look good. As many countries and many people in the region start to realize that what they need is a leader like Captain Ibrahim Traore, a leader like Colonel Asim Goita, a leader like General Abdurrahman Tiyan. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before they revolt. In fact, why they need this standby force is that they know that their own people will revolt sooner or later. So they want to have this special force ready so that it can prevent that kind of revolution. That's, of course, my analysis. You don't have to agree. You can disagree. So thank you very much for tuning in. This is exactly what I wanted to bring you. Again, let me be clear. ECOWAS do not need a new building. It needs a new leadership. And let me end it. I think one of our commentators said that ECOWAS stands for not the Economic Community of Western African States, but like a European Commission of the Western African States. And let me add you one fact. Actually, when they have the 65th annual summit, the second row was given to the European representatives, whereas you have banned and sanctions. Okay, they have left the bloc, but still. But how close you are? Why are they in your matter? Why they are given a second row in your meeting? The same is true. The same goes through to the African Union. How they are observant, but still they ban Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who are members of the African Union. You ban them just because they have leaders that are representing the interest of the people. So not only ECOWAS, the African Union also should follow the step of the Alliance of the Sahel States. ECOWAS need a new leadership, not a new building. Let us know your view in the comment section. Thank you again for being here. Please subscribe, like the video, and share the video. If you want to help us further, you can donate to our PayPal account. You can find it in the description section. But at the bio, thank you very much for donating. And all of you that I haven't mentioned your names, you know exactly who you are. Banafo, Stepmaster, Rotati, all of you, thank you very much. And we will see you on the next one. Until then, it's a bye-bye from me.